Alright, greetings. Wanted to say that the truth sounds crazy to the deceived. Probably hear a little bit of windage there. It's just the nature of what's going on here. Wanted to put that in there for the artificial intelligence to take note that I'm still at it. And anybody that wants to look into it, this video will be YouTube friendly. I'm not going to say any of the key words that would get me booted off of the platform. And what I wanted to say, oh, look at these youngins are chasing after the birds. Oh, adorable. Yeah, they've got an advantage. They can fly away. They see them coming. Well, here we go. What a beautiful day. The sun will appear from this vantage point very soon. And my zoom feature sometimes is, wow, I've got coconut oil on there. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and clear that. So what I wanted to say too is that I've compiled a deep learning AI research library to expose the truth about everything that I'm finding out about and invite people to give me feedback. If you think I missed something or got it wrong, you could give me a holler. You could send me a link, because that is my unique phone number. It's mine. And I put it out there to let people know that I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. I get calls from all over the world. Right now I could be viewed from the online cameras around here, and then if somebody makes a live stream, let's say, on their device, then it also feeds into this AI generated dream world that we're living in. So unless you're out here on the beach or looking out from one of the windows, if you're looking at this on a screen, you're looking at part of our shared simulated reality. I'm not saying it's not real. It's a rendering, a digital rendering to commemorate this event. You can see me and the videos that I'm in that have been viewed over 40 million times. How is that even possible? Well, it's got to do with the internet connectivity, the internet cloud. Look at the sea level liquid mirror. See that? People reflect on their lives, past, present, future, hopes, dreams, fears, all of that. It's just the way it is. We live on a stationary level Earth. We're not spinning, wobbling, or gyrating with upside down people walking on the beach in relationship to us. That's not even possible. So every now and again, one of the globalists will come by and mock my videos, and quite often I'll leave the false information appear there. Now, based on perspective, we can actually see the sun peeking through right there. See that? Couldn't see it from when I was positioned differently. There we go. So perspective is very important. Is what we believe actually true or wishful thinking? I'm just going to flip it around. There we go. So this is in Cherry Grove, South Carolina, along the coast. Obviously, the North Carolina border is about 5 miles that way. Higher is drier, lower is wetter, all over the stationary level Earth. We can hear the wind. We can see what the wind does, and yet it's mostly invisible. If there's humidity, clouds introduced to it, or other substances, it can affect how we see things. So like the Gospel of John talks about, Jesus says, you you can see the effects of the wind, and the way that the Holy Spirit moves through humanity and brings new life to his children. We've got somebody is in trouble. A siren and a emergency rescue vehicle just went by. And I've linked my link tree in the in this live stream so that you can go to the different platforms that I'm on, will be on, was on. I've got 2 X accounts. And just so you know, yesterday Elon asked what should we name the Grok assistant, and I said Neo. I sent it right to him. Maybe you like or don't like that. I don't know. I just thought it would be interesting because of the matrix that we live in, the matrix-like existence that we live in. How can you tell what's real? And I've got video that show computer-generated trickery, where the news correspondent is even saying, I'm not real, this is not real, but they're showing an event that looks just like it could be. As I move over here a little bit, see how I have to move further up the beach to put the sun in the view? Because the sun is moving. We're not rolling forward at 1,000 miles an hour. Spinning, wobbling, gyrating. None of that's happening. So there are people that are reality deniers. Reality doesn't work for them. They've got to live in their dream world. And I meet people on the beach and all over the place, trying to help them realize the world that we live in. Just so you know, in the winter, the sun will come up way over there. Today it came up way over here, as you can see. And you might think, well, Robert, that doesn't really matter now, does it? It's more of a dashboard light. A friend shared oh, now we can see it because it's rising up. A friend sent me a video talking about Peter Thiel and his identity and how he studies the Bible and all that. You can maybe find that. I didn't include it in my library because one of the things that this producer said is there's a delusion that's so powerful it will deceive even the elect. And I would say that's unbiblical. There's a delusion that's so powerful that, if possible, would deceive even the elect. That's a big little word, that if. So the elect will not be deceived about the most important issue, the matter of salvation. Where will everybody spend for eternity and why? Well, the Almighty decides. He's large and in charge. And I invite people to give me feedback if you think I missed something or got it wrong. I know I say a lot of these things day after day or whenever I make a live stream. It's just that the truth doesn't change. The truth changes the individual that finds it, explores it, and appropriates it. That's how that works. And it's by divine invitation. So, I was going to flip that around. There would have been too close. So the truth sounds crazy to the deceived, and they think they're not deceived. They don't want to hear it. That's why we get so much opposition to that information. Wow, that is so interesting looking. Now on Facebook, it reverses the direction from this camera view. So I'm just going to flip that around, put it in the proper orientation so you can see that. I want to thank those that provide, that share the work that I've put together. It's not just my videos or my commentary on this. It is a collaboration of truth exposers. Some have paid the ultimate goal of their life. They've been killed, and yet only the Almighty can send the individual to hell. And there's an epic battle between good and evil, and the Almighty is all-powerful and all-knowing, and the usurper, the fallen one, and the representative families are battling right now. And how do we fit into that equation? Well, he created all of us for such a time as this, even the deceivers that make it, that show the deception, that create the deception. There's a veritable kaleidoscope of conspiracy theories to hide the true conspirators and what they're up to. And the theories are created to confuse people and deceive people. So in this epic battle between good and evil, truth and deception are primary weapons. So how will you recognize the truth when it's right in front of you? Yeah, I can hear another siren coming for dramatic effect. So from what I understand, we have abundant, clean, free energy. Zero-point energy field is all over the Earth. This is the largest body of electrolyte, the ocean. And the sun gives energy to the foods we eat and adds energy to our operation, how we do what we do. Hey, good morning. Good to see y'all again. Thank you. I see him out here many days. Let's flip that around. And we can't see Myrtle Beach right now because there's too much humidity in the air. Temperature differentials drive the water cycle of the world. You can see the humidity down lower there. So there are people that have a lot of questions if the earth is flat, and then fill in the blank, whatever they want you to answer. And what I got frustrated with that early on in this until I learned how to continually update a research library that would answer these questions for the people that sincerely want a truthful explanation and answer. And on some of the answers it might be, well, we're not sure exactly how that works. We just know for sure we're not globing it. I'm not globing it. I'm exposing the globe deception. So I put a container out here for the birds. Let's see if you can see it. It's got shrimp in it. They might like that. They maybe already got to it. I'm not sure. I had a pigeon rescue the other day. One of these pigeons might even be, I call him Walter. Walter was stuck in the salted sand, and he was going to die. He was going to drown, and I rescued him. Picked him up and rinsed him off with fresh water, copper infused water. And then, that noise kind of scared them. I think they got the food out of there, the shrimp. Looks empty to me. Yep. There we go. So I will see the liquid mirror that is. So the water is flat and the reflection on the wet sand looks tipped, but however the water in the puddle that we can see right here is flat and level. And then we can't see the moon at the moment. Ah, there it is. It's becoming visible. I'm going to zoom in on that. There we go. I've captured the sun and the moon in the clouds. In the clouds. How far away is that? I don't know exactly. That's one of the questions I don't know. How far away is the sun? How far away is the moon? The official story is patently false. They're lying. They're lying. I ain't buying. So the storm, there's a storm coming. And the storm coming is the end of all of our lives. However that works out, whenever that happens. I don't exactly know. I do not know. It's Friday night. A lot of people will go out and get liquored up and die worldwide. That's just the way that works out. And I used to have an appetite for alcohol and mind and mood altering substances. Now I just prefer walking obediently with the Lord, and He rewards me. Jesus Christ, my Heavenly Father, He gave me His Holy Spirit, and He rewards me for doing what He created me to do. And that's why I'm doing this. So rather than being a cosmic bellhop that just gives me whatever I think I want, He helps me to want what He wants to give me, and He facilitates or empowers me and equips me to do what He created me to do. It's a beautiful thing. It's a perfect fit. And so everybody, according to Paul's letter to the Ephesians, that He prepared in advance for us good works to do. What are those good works? I'm not sure. It's different for everybody. Looks like a little family coming this way. I think I can zoom in on them a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. One day I was out here and there were a bunch of Mennonites in the swimming, and they had bibs and overalls and bonnets and dresses, and then later that day they were dried out on the railings up there. They hung out their bathing suits. Obviously not very revealing, and it was just kind of funny to see. I have pictures of it. So the sun's in the middle of the view right now, peeking through there. If you want to see high-powered, zoomed-in views of the sun and the moon, I've got many of them in my library. And some of that content that I actually captured has been on some of the biggest truth channels, and you can see it if you care to. And others have captured it too. That's why I say this is a collaborative effort, meaning we're working together. The hashtag Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars will put together, you'll find different results depending on the platform that you're on. Aren't they adorable? Look at them all. So I don't just go running up to people and telling them what they should do or not do. Quite often I met Brian this morning. His phone got wet. I said, would you like to rinse that off with purified water? The salt water's deadly to him. He said, sure. We had a nice little conversation, gave him a card, and gave his sister Brittany, well, I talked to her as well and said, I talked to Brian, I'm sure he can fill you in. And he said, for sure. And that's part of how this works. We end up finding important truths, important realities that we want others to know about because, well, they're important. The more important the matter is, the more important an accurate situational awareness is. So if somebody is believing a lot of lies and they're being told it's a lie, and here's the proof of it, and they go, nah, y'all are crazy, I don't want to hear that. I just came to the beach, I want to enjoy my day. Oh, I just got home from work. Or oh, I've got to do my job and they don't pay me to look at stuff like that. And I would say, well, that's one of the reasons why I created this decentralized deep learning AI research library. It's all over the internet, and it's there through my name and phone number to help people be able to look into this when it works for them, when they do have the time, when they are interested. And if that day or time doesn't come, it's not in my wheelhouse to make it happen for them. It's not my responsibility to cause people to believe the truth. In fact, I'm convinced it's by divine intervention only. So God's grace is required to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. I took a screenshot there. Let me take another one. It's kind of pretty. Can I put him in the light beam? Yeah, if I move to the left. Let me show you. Okay. See, he's to the left of it. All I need to do is move over and bam, there he is. That's how it works. It's perspective. So sometimes we're told, it happened to me. I had somebody say, do you ever admit you're wrong? I say, yeah, that's how I got here. I had to admit, hey, I was bamboozled. A lot of what I believed to be factually true was not. Here comes, looks like a couple of parents for a photo op. Let me try and zoom in. There we go. See that? How adorable. And then there's photo ops under the pier too. Now underneath the sign over there, I've got stickers on both sides of the pier. The pier can be a turning point. People walking along and then they'll touch the pier and turn around. They're jogging or walking. There's Leonard up there. He does photos for a calendar that he gives away. So one of the ways that I get such a bronze tan is I get early morning sunlight. I exfoliate, meaning I scrub the skin really good when I bathe. To get up for today's live stream, I was up at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just went to bed earlier. I sleep when I need to, and I bathe in reverse osmosis drinking water, drink and add healthy electrolytes to it. And I've talked about it on other videos. You can look at it. You can give me a call if you've got questions about anything you want to run by me. That would be just fine. I've got a working knowledge of the information that's in the library that I've compiled. And I did that so that, well, I thought people should know. So right now, there's an alignment issue apparently between humanity and artificial intelligence. Apparently there's too many of us using too much electricity, and one of the solutions is to have a smaller, more manageable population. Of course, another solution would be to have decentralized energy harvesting and people manicuring the mountains and the nature preserves and all of that, and growing food and living all over the place. They don't want that, apparently. They want to compress people into cities that are highly manipulated. Is that good? I enjoyed living out in the country, working on a farm as a boy, learning all kinds of healthy information, important information. And then, now I live near the ocean, right over there, about 4 miles away. And I like to come here often. I was out here before 5 a.m. Sunrise was about, I think it was 6:16 Eastern Standard Time. I've got my surfboard on the Truthmobile parked over by the garage. The parking accommodations have changed. It's a bit different. Now I would have to be actively fishing on the pier to qualify for a parking spot in the garage for an all-day park. And in fact, when if I were to stop fishing, then I would have to leave. So I found another free spot. I'm good at working around stuff. See, this is a little bit higher. That's why it's a little bit drier. A lot of times, now I'm not going to interrupt their photo shoot there at all. What I've done is when I see people, that's obviously a professional or a family member that's not planning on being in the pictures, looks like. Like the under the pier, I'll take a picture. I'll say, would you like me to take your picture? And they'll say, sure. And then quite often what I'll do is I will take a picture of my lanyard. It blows around a lot when I'm wearing it when it's windy, so that's why I don't have it on now. But I'll just take a picture of that and say I'm exposing the truth about everything I'm finding out about. Feel free to reach out if you think I missed something or got it wrong. I'm saying that sincerely. There are people that have life experiences that are important building blocks or important pieces of a puzzle that we're putting together worldwide. Truth tellers. And sometimes, and actually quite often, the truth hurts. So one of the short versions of this is I thought I was born again until I actually was. I had believed that I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. The reason why that's important is I was spiritually deader than a hammer and didn't know it, even though I was doing all kinds of Jesus stuff. Full-time ministry activity, foster parent, homeschooling dad, helping to build a mega church, Christ the Rock Community Church in Menasha, Wisconsin. And then the other ministry is now called, it's Rawhide. It was Rawhide Boys Ranch in New London, Wisconsin. Now I believe it's Rawhide Youth Services. You could look it up. I was there from 91 to 2002. Low tide here is going to be in about an hour, so it'll keep going out and then it'll start coming right back in. That's the way it works. Well, how does it work, Robert? It works excellent, just the way it's supposed to. We've got a celestial timepiece that we live in. The sun, moon, and stars move above the stationary level Earth. I've got time-lapse video of bodies of water that are beautifully reflective, showing the rotation of the firmament and the stars and that are in it. You can see that. And that's without the water sloshing out because of a supposed rotation. And proud people are easily deceived. And then I'll have people say, Well, that's you, Robert. Well, people can believe whatever they can believe. I just have been given an appetite to know and expose the truth about everything that really matters. So that's it for now, just about. I'm well short of the 1 hour limit to go up to Instagram and TikTok. If I go even a second longer than a minute, then it doesn't work. This is a Facebook live stream that I will download to my computer and then upload to the other platforms. You can do that too if you want to. I can explain it to you in a one-to-one if you want to give me a holler, no charge. You may have a person in your life that knows how to do that kind of stuff, but it's real easy. You click on the Facebook live stream and go up to the hamburger in the upper right. It's got the dots. Click on it and it gives you some options. You can save it, you can download it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to download it. There's other options there that you can look at. And then when I click on my YouTube channel, I can upload it there. TikTok, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, X. So one of the values that I bring to the discussion is I've put all this vital information in a library that people can evaluate. So rather than having a bunch of books behind me, oh, I read this book or I wrote this book or whatever. I haven't written any books. I've read some books and I've watched videos on a lot of subjects that are highly controversial, including health and wellness and world government, world central banking, and all of that. The military, medical, financial, industrial complexes, and the individuals involved in creating and manipulating humanity with that. Oh, how nice. They're holding hands. How adorable. Can I put them in the sunbeam? Yeah, somewhat. Let's see. Where are they? There they are. Now watch. It'll line up. I'm just walking a little bit. Here we go. And sometimes it doesn't work out like that. It can start out dating like that, holding hands and being all happy and just loving, being in love. And then sometimes things change. Oh yeah. So there you go. Feel free to reach out anytime you like. Thank you so much. This is Robert Foertsch exposing the truth about everything I'm finding out about.